What's up guys, Ronan here with another Lords of the Fallen build for you. Today we are going to show off a caster build. So I've done a melee build, melee faith hybrid caster build. I've done a ranged build, which is a crossbow build. Now I am third in the series with a caster build, a pyrocaster build. Let's load in here. All right. I just like being in here. All right. So the build stats. I'm using the two Reaper swords, and believe it or not, I have a build with just these swords, or built around these swords that I'll show later. But these swords are actually really powerful. I believe they're the strongest short swords in the game. And though this is not a melee build, they still hit really hard on this build, and they count as an extra cast, because if you can do this 9 times, which is basically an extra cast of a long range spell. It does a lot of damage up close and far away. And like, you can just go ham with it. And I'm using the I'm using the Eye of Iliard, and then I'm using the two that give me more soul flares, and I'm using Agatha for the regeneration. So if you're an Umbral, you can just spam this forever if you have to. But for our spells, I feel like two of the best ones in the game is Magma Surge and Seismic Slam. Seismic Slam for crowds, Magma Surge for sniping stationary enemies. And then obviously I have a Deer's Rage for more damage. And the reason I only have 3 spells, I am using the Queen's Catalyst, which gives me 5 spells, but the only reason I have 3 is because I am using the double barrage route for maximum damage. Now if you wanted to, if you feel like you need more spells, you can always switch this out for was it this one? The Vessel route. So it doesn't do quite as much damage, but you'll get an extra slot. And if you need 5 spells, just use 2 of these. 2 barrage routes. You know, in your first playthrough, you can use both of these, or you can use that in combination with the Ring of Knight's Fire. But these two are the highest DPS, and this one is better than the Knight's Fire. You could do some hybrid builds, like you could use this to do good damage with your swords and your spells. You would do a little more with your sword, a little less with your spells. You know, you could use these. Whatever you want to do, it's up to you. A lot of variations of these builds that I have. You can customize them to your own liking. I'm using the Rogar's Delight. Armor in a lot of these videos is just for fashion. Like, you can use whatever armor you want as long as it's heavy. And classically, we're 125, so it's easily obtainable build. And a lot of these builds will be strong at like level 100 as well. You just might have to modify the stats a little bit. Your Inferno would have to be less. You don't really need 97 Inferno. I just wanted to go for maximum damage. You could do this build a lot of ways. You could have more vitality if you don't feel you need to be a little tankier, because really the cap is around 75. You don't get a huge damage boost from 75 to 97, and the reason I stopped at 97 is because I don't think I get any damage on my swords or my catalyst from 98 and 99, so I stopped at 97. But I still have 41 vitality, so I have really good defenses. A little low on the holy defense, really high on the fire defense though, and pretty high on the physical, almost 1,000 physical. And on the swords, I'm just using whatever buffs the swords. I'm using 2 Sean and a Demexis for the runes. And yeah, so let's put this build into action, see what it can do. Yeah, I am on ng3 on this build. Oh, let's get our favorite punching bag. Give this build a whirl. Does pretty good damage. So even on a non-melee build, these swords hit like a truck. I will try the Monarch, but I don't believe it's going to be an easy fight because with most fire builds, except maybe the Light Reaper daggers, the enemies that are resistant to fire can be a little difficult. But this build does really good in PvE for crowd control, like for mobbing and stuff as well. So you know what? Let's just try. Oh, and I never fight a deer. I feel like a deer is overtuned and kind of a cheesy boss. So I never fight a deer, especially on ng3. He's super difficult. He's probably 5 times more difficult than any other boss on this list. So he's not very balanced compared to the other bosses. We'll try the Sundered Monarch. I think this build hits him pretty hard too because he has a big hitbox. But he is resistant to fire. See how it goes. Not bad damage. Almost 4,000 damage. Might need to restore your mana. He's running away from me. And we got him. Well, it's still kind of a tough fight, but this is ng3 and he is resistant to fire. But still not too bad. I think I had to heal twice. And you might need something to restore your mana, or you can just finish him off with the swords. I didn't really use the sword special attack. They probably would have done good damage to him because he's, you know, probably weaker to physical. Even though these weapons do physical and fire. More fire than anything, but still. Alright, and let's see, we'll test it on... That'd be a good place to do some mobs. Really don't even know. ng3. We'll go to the... I call this the death pit. We'll go to the death pit. This is ng3. This is the death pit. As you can see, I already got some souls down there. So I was practicing. But yeah. But you know. Can take all the big bads out. So yeah, Phil has no problem mobbing at all. And I don't have my malls on. Alright. Well, that is the pyromacer character. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.